Yeah. Good morning, everybody. This time I can say good morning. We're still in morning.
We are 15 minutes early.
Yes, 15 minutes early. Thank you if you're going to join us earlier. Welcome. Thank you for joining us. And if you're going to watch this later, happy to have you on board. We are episode 17 of Goodbye Bullshit, Hello
Wow.
Happiness. I
That's going
know.
fast.
Yes, yes, we've been good at it,
Yeah.
every week. We're not
Every week.
taking breaks.
Nope. Nope.
And today, Hollis and I, we are going to talk about, we thought, it's close to Thanksgiving. So we're going to talk about no bullshit gratitude.
Love
Uh,
it.
so you may ask, what is no bullshit gratitude? Uh, to me, I think even gratitude, we've made it uh, conforming. Like everybody's like, when you say, what are you grateful for? They start naming uh, oh, I'm grateful for my health. I'm grateful for my job. I'm grateful for my house. And yes, those are wonderful things to be grateful for. But my experience, when you bring more gratitude to everyday life and everything, not just like the stuff like, because sometimes when you say I'm grateful for my house, some people, I feel like there's an energy like, I better be grateful for my stuff because it's going to be taken away from me.
Mm.
That has a lot to do with it. But also just everyday things that are happening that you might not even sort of be happy about, but grateful because it's a growing experience. Grateful because you don't know how things are going to turn out, but it's happening for a purpose and it's going to end well. At the end of the day, everything's going to come together. In my chapter, I put at the end, I'm grateful for the villains in my life. Because if it wasn't for them, and the growth opportunity to that they brought to me, all the things I learned, um, is yeah, I couldn't have done it without them. So that's when I say no bullshit gratitude is grateful for those things as well. Hollis,
Yeah.
what are you thinking?
I just love that you said that. I mean, because I think it's so true. I think we do get stuck in that routine of I'm grateful for, just like you said, I'm grateful for my health, I'm grateful for my family, I'm grateful for, which are all well and good and we should be grateful for them. But it's like going to that next level. It's kind of like digging deeper. It's going not just scratching the surface, it's going beyond. And I like that you said that it's uh, things that don't necessarily feel good. Being grateful for those villains, because I've been talking to a lot of people. It's funny lately. It's kind of entered my world, the trauma and all these people that are survivors of domestic violence and traumas of various kinds. And everybody has said, I am grateful for this experience because now I truly know and I can be of better service. I can
Mm-hmm.
help. It's given more purpose. It's given more of my why I'm here. I'm grateful for having a business prior, and the business partner that I had, it was contentious and stuck with it for 10 years because I was wanting it to be, and I believed in the purpose. And it's not it's not blame really for her. In the beginning I would blame her and
Mm-hmm.
I'd be like, she did this, she did that. But I take responsibility, and I take responsibility for my side. I've grown into that and grateful for the experience of it happening the way it did. And all those years, it, it was abusive in a sense, and I was abusing myself in
Mm-hmm.
being in the space. But growing to this next part and going through it's just interesting how things present, because then when in having like this new space of mine, then this little voice in my head is like, well, are you really good at that? You weren't good at it before. And are you really good at it? And then now I'm just like, push that aside, go away. um, but it's been a process. And
Mm-hmm.
I think it's grateful in the process. All of the teaching that I've had where it's interesting. I was just I'm a supervisor for art education students over at Temple. So I was observing a lesson, and I'm grateful for all of the experiences that I've had in order to now look at a scenario and give feedback and be real about what classroom situations are. Well, how much, how these things that you think about as a teacher, how much freedom do you know who your students are, how much freedom do you give them in walking around the space? Not that you want to be a drill sergeant, but some kids walking around, it's a perfect opportunity to smack somebody else in the head, which then starts a fight, because that's my experience.
Yeah.
So it's gratitude for all of these circumstances, all these stories that we have, um,
Yeah.
that change all the time. They make us who we are, but we're constantly a work in process.
And I like that you called it stories, because it really is stories. We have so many stories that we go through every day, depending on what avatar we're putting on, and who we're gonna be on that day or that moment.
Oh, boy.
But even with that, yeah, it's just everything. Gratitude, just like meditation, my version of meditation, no bullshit meditation. it should be it should be a daily, moment to moment thing. That gratitude, I give some of my clients, most of them, one of their homework is that as they're waking up in the morning, um, being grateful, just that the fact that, okay, it's gonna be another day. I'm getting grateful for this day that I'm getting, that I get to create again, that I create a new me, a new version of me, a better version of me. um, and then I also say, at that point, be silly even with your gratitude stuff. I'm grateful. Oh my God, you're in bed, and just that, in the morning, your pillow and your mattress and your blanket, they call cozy. Oh, I'm so grateful for my pillow. I love my pillow. I'm grateful for my blanket. I love my blanket. So start your day just even with those things as you're waking up, that's around you, that you feel, if you have a window next to you when you wake up and you can see the sunshine, grateful for my wonderful window that I get to see outside. So and then start that, and then everything else. Grateful for my hot water, when you're taking a hot shower. A lot of people don't have that, it's not in their life. Or anything, your phones, you know I'm every day, I when I'm using my phone, oh my God, I'm grateful for this phone, because I do almost practically everything on my phone. So yeah, I think it needs to be incorporated into your day, just like awareness, mindfulness, gratitude, just incorporated to as many things that um, comes to you and you get to experience in your life.
There's two things that I want to say. I'm saying two so I don't forget. And actually three, even three, like being stuck in traffic. People say
Mm-hmm.
being stuck in traffic, truly, it can be a blessing instead of thinking of it as a curse. Like you hear,
Mm-hmm.
you might be like, Hollis, that's annoying. But you're like, yeah, so there's a chance to, for whatever reason, it's happening. So use it in a way that makes you feel good. Use it as a way to kind of go through your day, and use it as a day for, as a time for things that you want, to manifest into your life, like to blast music, to be silly. It's like being grateful for that time. But so when I was in the classroom, I used to have gratitude Fridays, and every Friday they'd write on a post-it three things that they're grateful for. With elementary school, we kind of collect them, and we had a gratitude wall. So
Mm-hmm.
we would take the post-its and put it up there. When I was working middle school and high school, um, I didn't have, in this one particular space, we didn't have that wall. But anyway, so this one kid who wasn't in class very often, I'd have to constantly reinforce. They'd be like, Miss Citron, every Friday, really? Like, I'm like, first of all, you're grateful every moment. And I'm just asking you to voice it on a Friday, like for like 5 minutes, the first 5 minutes of class. But so this one kid, he's like, I don't know what you want me to be grateful for. Like, and he had a rough time of it.
Mm-hmm.
I said, for example, I had a air conditioner in this one little window. So I had no windows in my classroom. And they removed the air conditioner and they put in this little window. I said, I'm grateful for that window. And he looks at me and then he looks back and he looks at me and he goes, Miss Citron, that's a drive through window. And I'm like, but it's a window. I said, I can actually see the clouds. I could open up that window and actually potentially feel air come through it. I said, but even if I don't, I can imagine what it feels like. I'm like, but I can see to the outside. I didn't have that before. I said, and I am so freaking happy that I have that window right now. And he just looked at me and he went, hmm. And then he sat down. I'll never forget the way he said that. It's a drive-through window. Um,
But yeah, with kids though, it's funny you say that. I've noticed, and I hope that more adults and parents incorporate it into their daily life so that the kids can get it. Because when I used to go to elementary school for Ilya school and sub there sometimes, I was so surprised that there are just so many kids that they have so much, and yet they just look at the things that they don't have. And there are a lot of adults that put too much weight, like if you ask them like that bad stuff or negative stuff that they call it, there's so much weight given to those things in their day rather than all
yes.
the good stuff that's happening, all the things that they're receiving. And I think if more adults, especially parents, incorporate that into their daily lives, then the kids would be, you know, more gratitude for all the things that they have, even if it's
Yeah.
rough. Where am I putting my weight on? Which side am I going with? But yeah, I was surprised too to find like there were so many kids that
Yeah.
as much as like I see like people talking about it in school nowadays and it's everywhere, but yet I think they've become again normalized to it. Oh, I'm grateful for my health, grateful for my house. But if you teach them that too, that it's not, yes, health, house, your car, your Xbox, whatever, great, but then all these little moments in your life that brings you so much joy and so much happiness that you're just bypassing it. You're not even noticing it.
Well, I think it's a really good point that you're bringing up. And then I mean, as a society, we point out the negative because we have solutions for them.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know, are you feeling sick in all these multiple ways with all these pharmaceutical commercials?
yeah,
We have a solution, even though you might die from
yeah,
taking it. I mean, it's not, I'm very grateful for medication, but it's just like listening. I laugh like listening to the commercials. And I
yeah,
wonder, like, if you laugh sometimes at these commercials, just give us an emoji, give us something. Because it's just like, for your depression, are you feeling this? And they have all these happy pictures. And then, you could side effects,
yeah,
depression,
yeah,
suicide, all these kind of things. But it's kind of like we're normalized to look at this stuff first. Um, so when I think still you can get kind of that like hippie crunchy label if you're looking at the positive of things. But I wanted to point out this. I think she passed away at 102. I don't remember her name. She taught yoga up until she was 100.
mm-hmm.
And she danced. I don't know if you know who she was. I actually
I,
posted something about
yeah,
her.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Had you heard of her before?
I don't know if it's the same one. So there's several ladies that I've seen um, that at 100, it's yoga. One is a bodybuilder. One
Oh,
is a marathon, actually.
I saw
She's a
that.
runner. Yeah, yeah.
I saw that. But this idea, this one particular woman, she said, she danced all the way until the end. She taught yoga, and she said, every morning I wake up and say, today is going to be the best day ever, and it is.
Yeah.
And it's that mindset of. I was talking to one of my amazing seniors for this program that I'm teaching at yesterday, and she was sharing with me a story because we were talking about generational um, breaking generational issues, basically.
Mm-hmm.
And she had rape had been a thing ever since going back to her grandparents, and she at a young age being
Mm-hmm.
raped by an uncle or something, and she stopped it with her daughter. And as it was happening, as it was about to happen, she took care of the situation, and she had to serve time for it.
Mm-hmm.
And she said, but you know what? I'd do it again. I would do it again. Because I mean, I don't know if this is, I guess it just popped into my head. There's this kind of gratitude for the fact of I'm taking charge of the situation and I'm having it stop here. And I don't feel regret for that, because this person was going to do harm to my child that would just keep the cycle going.
It's actually that's a very powerful thing, and that goes back to being grateful for those experiences, and experiences that make you stronger, that make you better, that make you release those traumas and change because part of that change, I had a client that we were talking, and she has kids, and she was wondering, well, if I'm making the changes, is that gonna affect my kids? I was like, for sure, because the behaviors and that energy is passed down from generation to generation, and once you stop it with you, once you change it with you, then you're gonna see the change in your kids as well. You don't need to go even do anything. It just you'll see that shift taking place in them naturally.
Yeah.
Um, but again, it is being grateful for everything that comes to you, all those experience, all those people, all those, you know. Again, when you look at the things I wrote in my chapter, I'm truly, truly grateful for all those experiences, because if it wasn't for that, I would not be here doing what I do. So, yes, gratitude, gratitude. One of my favorite things. The other thing, also, I tell people I think it's a good way to practice gratitude, and it gets you closer to loving yourself,
Wow.
is gratitude for your body. I think so many people wake up every morning, every day, um, looking in the mirror. Oh my God, I have bags under my eyes, or oh my God, my wrinkles. Oh my God, I need to lose 5 pounds, 10 pounds. So those things again, you voice out, but you don't take time to be grateful for everything that this body does. And just imagine what a magnificent machine this is,
Oh my God.
that it, without you asking, it's just functioning. Without you commanding, it's functioning. You are mean to it at times and not taking care of it, and it's still functioning. And so just taking time when you wake up, especially when you wake up, but also throughout the day, of coming back to your body and uh, being aware of it, but more of a gratitude. I'm grateful for my skin. The skin, if it wasn't, just imagine if your skin wasn't there. Imagine how much it protects you. Gratitude for your bones, gratitude for the nerves in your body, even gratitude, for those blood vessels, and you know uh, all those other organs that, I always say, I'm grateful for my pancreas. I don't know what you do exactly, my gallbladder. I don't know what you do, but I'm grateful. The lungs, yeah, I know the function of the lungs and I'm grateful for it. My heart, my brain, all those things. But everything in your body, they're just bringing gratitude even to the smallest point, your fingernails, everything in this body just gives you so much to be grateful for. And if you take that time to bring awareness to it, attention to it, and send some love and gratitude to it, you're going to see that shift happen naturally, that then you start to love yourself and love your body more. And
Yeah.
it's usually easier, I know, with people, especially everybody that wants to nitpick it, their weight or wrinkles or the way they look. If they go inside, I say, start with the things that's inside that you don't really see, like the bones and the muscles and the tissues and the organs and all those things. Start being grateful for those things, and then naturally it starts shifting to other things that you're grateful that you can see in the mirror as well.
I love it. Yeah, it's so key. It's like the way that I kind of phrase it within what I do is it's just connection.
Mm-hmm.
So it's that whole idea of like connection with ourselves, because been saying this over and over again lately, but you just have to go in. You have
Mm-hmm.
to go in order to then be able to attach and connect out in a positive way. So, because the more that you know yourself, the more that you appreciate strengths and weaknesses. I mean, we're not good at everything, so,
Mm-hmm.
and we don't have to be good at everything. So, I'm very grateful for the tech people that are out there to be able to help me with my website and my things that in my business that are going to help me to be able to um, be seen more, but also to be able to help get me organized better, because we can't be good at everything. So
Yeah.
it's I've gotten to a point with my brain. I'm like, it holds a certain amount of information. It can always be expanded. It can always be stretched to learn more. But there are certain things of, do I want to have to know that? I personally don't want to have to like know every aspect of this one particular thing. There are other people that thrive in this way. So I want to connect with you, and I'm very grateful for you because of that. But I feel like the more that we go in to be able to have this awareness of, I'm grateful for all these parts. I'm grateful for my um what's that layer of fat called right on your belly? Muffin
Layer of
top.
fat. I don't know.
That muffin top, that extra, which I'm learning more to be like, you know what? With all that I've been through, and and all of my grateful for my children and grateful for all of this, like my body's been through stuff. So um grateful that you keep on moving and for all that you've provided. So it's that mindset really does, it changes everything, because if you walk around angry at the muffin top
Mm-hmm.
or the wrinkles under your eye, or all of the hanging, the
Yeah,
grandma
yeah,
um,
yeah.
if you walk around angry at it, then it completely affects your interactions with yourself and with other people, because your energy is just completely different.
Yeah, I think I probably mentioned this someplace. If not, the water. So water is the biggest element that it's in our bodies, around us, on the planet, and in everything on this planet. And I forget his name. I mentioned it someplace that there was a scientist, Japanese scientist, that did this research, and he has pictures. Um, the words, that energy that you send to water, if it's sort of under that positive, that you're saying loving, kind words, those water images changed into these beautiful patterns. And when you said harsher words, it was these jagged edges and, all meshed up together. So, and the reaction. It's amazing. And just imagine that element is everywhere in us, people around us, the animals, nature, the atmosphere itself. And so just imagine every time you are sending that energy out, what are you creating? How those just imagine those water molecules and how they're forming with these beautiful images
Yeah.
as you're saying those kind loving words rather than when you're not, and what that does. So I think maybe even that will keep you mindful of, hey, let me be grateful for the experiences. Let me be grateful for the moment. Let me create what I truly want and desire, which is, at the end of the day, it's love, peace, and
Joy and
joy.
happiness.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's what we want. It's what people want. And yeah, it's so powerful. I mean, they've been saying forever, and it's true. Words have meaning,
Mm-hmm.
and words can hurt. Words are like energy. There's that person who's sitting there complaining all the time, and there's the person who is picking and choosing their words and not complaining, like looking at it in a different way. And who do you want to be around?
Yeah. Yeah. So that's the other thing. For those of you watching, being mindful. I always tug on the ear with my clients. I'm like, you got to get this to start listening to what's coming out of your mouth. Becoming aware, like connect this with what the words that are coming, and notice, like, are these really the things I want to say about myself? Are these really the things I want to say about my day and my experiences? And if not, once you become aware of it, once you start noticing those words, that gives you the opportunity to
Mm.
change it. Hey, no, this is really not what I want to do. This is not what I want to say. And shifting it to the words that feel better to you, that feel better for your environment, for your world. And again, gratitude. Bringing gratitude. The more thankful you are for those moments and you're speaking it like that, just imagine those water particles forming and sending that energy out there.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. I mean, I probably told you this story before, but I'm just thinking like in chaos. So, one space that I was teaching, this fight broke out in the hallway, and it had nowhere else to go but in my room. And it
Mm-hmm.
was literally a mass of people. There was probably 50 people that were just going at it. And all I could think was on the back of the door was this one particular student's art project. And I was just like, do not hurt his project.
Project.
Like, don't. He's been working on it so hard. He's not very confident with what he's doing. Like, he's this 6'5" sports guy who doesn't feel confident in the art room. And all I could think amongst all of this chaos was, do not hurt this project. And it didn't get hurt.
You
so
send your words of protection.
so whatever this has to, so everything got broken up, da da da. Management cleaned up the room, saw that the project was good. I saw him, and I can't remember his name. Luke. His name was Luke. I'm like, Luke, I have to tell you, this is all I thought about. And he looked at me and he goes, Miss Citron, are you serious? I'm like, I am totally serious. I am so grateful that your piece is in one piece. And he just kind of smiled. He was just very confused. He didn't know what to make of the situation. But I guess I say it because in what could be, it was a very dangerous situation. Um, but you control your thoughts.
Yeah, yeah. For you, that's actually focusing on something that you loved and enjoyed, which for you at that point was your students and the work they're doing, and that's so important for you. Bringing your attention to that does give you that sense of safety.
Yes. Yes. So,
So, everybody, with Thanksgiving coming up, let that gratitude not just be for Thanksgiving Day as you're eating the turkey, but expanding it to every morning when you get up, from the time you open your eyes, even before you open your eyes, starting in your bed. Grateful for your pillows and your mattress and your bed and your comforter. And then right there, go into gratitude for your body, for your organs, for every single thing that's on your skin, everything. And from there, just every experience that comes to your life. Grateful started with, I'm grateful for this beautiful day that I'm about to start. And just, yeah, awareness, gratitude for the body gets you all closer to loving yourself and loving your life.
Exactly. And be grateful, like you said, be grateful for the villains or be grateful for the situations that don't feel so good because they're learning experiences and their growth experiences. So you have to have contrast. Not everything is rainbows and butterflies. So you have to have the contrast to know what you like and don't like. Um, it's necessary.
Perfect ending.
Yeah.
Thank you. Perfect, perfect. Thank you guys.
Thank
Like,
you.
share, comment, and we're happy to hear from you next week. If you want to join us live, it would be great. We are going to have Michael Cutter. He is a drum maker. He makes these fabulous incense. And his art is just amazing. He's an intuitive healer and he has drum making workshops as well. So it's going to be a lot of fun. Please tune in so you can ask him questions and hear what he has to say. And I'll show you this wonderful drum that he made for me as well.
Okay.
So hopefully see you guys next week.
Yep.
Thank you.
Okay.
Bye
Bye, everybody.
everyone.